Our company was founded in 1921 by my grandfather, John M. Hemmer. He started building homes. He built his first one, sold it, paid everybody off. He had a little money left over, and he continued that. He wasn't an educated man, but he was a smart man. He became a registered architect, one of the first 50 in the state of Kentucky.
I don't know how old I was, still in school, grade school, I guess. And one day I was down there cleaning the windows. When you get this finished, Johnny said, "Come on in, I want to talk to you." They all used to call me Johnny, the people did. He said, "I want to give you some good advice. I know you're going to go somewhere yet someday. The way you work and so busy, boys like that and girls like that, they'll get up in a world. When you get a little money, you want to invest at churches, schools, and hospitals. You won't miss there, and you'll never lose a penny."
In the 30s, my grandfather started shifting from speculative home building to build-to-suit. In the 40s, started doing commercial projects, gas stations, and other small projects like that. After the Second World War, my father continued his engineering education at University of Cincinnati. My uncle Jack Curtin joined the company full-time as a carpenter. And then later in the 50s, Bill Hemmer joined the company. And so the second generation was launched. My dad was paid $1.75 an hour as a graduate engineer, but then he got an extra 10 cents an hour because he did the payroll. Later on, I noticed after my birth, he got a 20-cent raise. So evidently, there must have been something tied to having more children. Obviously, my family has expanded tremendously. In the 60s, they started design build construction. The Northern Kentucky Industrial Park had been kicked off, and our firm was selected to design and build many of the factories that were initially started out there. I joined John M. Hemmer Construction Company in 1976. The point I made to my father is, why shouldn't we build something for our own investment? Take the land and make it a working asset.
Paul's dad, Paul Hemmer Sr., was my mentor, and I think one of the very first things he ever said to me, he said, "Always be honest, your integrity is everything. Once you lose that, you've lost it all."
At the end of 1981, a decision was made by the three owners to start closing down the John M. Hemmer Construction Company. My father and I started the Paul Hemmer Construction Company January 1, 1982. The 90s were traumatic. We went from 50 million to 20 million within a year. Everything we had built was at risk. But we worked through this. We re-engineered ourselves. We went from a trade-based construction company to construction management. From a financial standpoint, we started reevaluating risk a little differently. We got traction again. By the late 90s, we were approaching 100 million. 2008 was the mother of all recessions. We had 5 projects under contract. They were all stopped at the beginning of 2009. But we put our heads down, we did our job, we looked forward. We retained the best talent that we could.
It's been interesting to see the evolution of the business. After the previous recession, we were able to pivot and kind of focused on our strengths, which was industrial development, medical office development, bringing the real estate development piece back.
And all along, our building service group continued to provide facility services to companies that continued to need it on a daily basis. Today, we take care of 200 or more buildings. We provide daily, preventive, scheduled maintenance. We do capital improvements. We do renovations, and we do refitting.
Our bread and butter is definitely the larger distribution buildings, warehouse buildings with e-commerce. Here recently, we have reached out to the 250-mile radius to go towards Knoxville, Nashville, Dayton, Chicago.
We're a regional contractor now, not just a local contractor.
Once Hemmer puts together a team of professionals that works out and can successfully execute a project, they like to go back to that same team over and over again.
There are attorneys, there are civil engineers, there are mechanical engineers, structural engineers, there are people in the real estate business, there are finance people, there are bankers, there are mortgage brokers, and they've always been very good at coordinating the right team for the project, again, with the whole goal of making the client feel comfortable.
No matter how difficult the issue, they are just persistent. There's never a doubt that we'll get through it. 100 years building that reputation.
We do have a great team here at Himmer.
It's not the size of the company, it's how do you be successful and how do you create a culture for people to grow and enjoy the work that they do and be proud of the work that they do.
I love seeing the physical product that's produced at the end of the day, where you actually have something that you can look at and point at and say, yeah, I built that.
As I like to say, this is not a 100-meter dash or a 100-yard dash. I mean, this is a marathon, this business. And you better damn well enjoy what you're doing, and you better keep a positive attitude, because that positive attitude will pass on to your clients and your friends.
I want to be successful. I want to have integrity. I want people to say, oh, I know those Himmers. They're good people. And they build good buildings.